Let's test it. So we're live. Okay, we're live. So
put on different glasses.
I want to
Hold on, it's redirecting to YouTube.
Okay, so it needs some time. Okay,
cool.
You mind making Corey promoting Corey to panelist?
Yes, Corey. I will promote you to panelists. Participants.
Yo, we're just like we need to do this together because we're
to talk.
Cartoon characters.
It's comical. Hello, Corey.
Okay, because I said in the other show, hey Corey. I said in the show how I liked how Telegraph did a ukulele, and we're gonna give you ukulele. We give you Guitar Erica.
Corey, we can hear you, but we can't see you.
Yeah.
I'm always wondering that. I'm trying to figure out how to turn on my camera here.
Really? Huh. You were fine last week.
Give me 1 second. Let me get exit and let me rejoin.
Okay, cool. Wait, girlfriend, that's also ukulele?
What?
That's also ukulele?
Yeah, it's just ukulele.
Ooh.
Oh my god. What is that?
Hold on. Ooh. Okay.
All these zits on my face. So cute. So cute. Dude, look, Vietnamese coffee.
Amazing.
So good.
It's open, that place, or what?
Yeah. We just like came back and got it.
Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna verify. So it's 9 o'clock. It's the show. Welcome to DIGECON. We have a special musical presentation before we start. And that is Erica. As everyone starts coming in, we're going to listen to Erica's song to Bitcoin.
Wait, I don't have a Bitcoin song, but I can try.
You can try. That's all that matters.
I will try.
You should try.
No, join if you guys. Let me just post our board. I just posted in my chat room to see if people want to join us.
Yay.
Corey, let's see, panelists.
Are we live or not? We are live. Yay, Corey. Okay. Wow. Okay. Did you get a haircut, Corey?
I did.
I see that.
It's over. I can go back now and get cuts.
Are you serious? Now. Oh, good for you. Good for you. Amazing. So I think we are just well, tell me, how was your happening? How was your happening yesterday?
Oh, something happened to him. Well, for the happening, we just did like a stream. People watched it. It was pretty interesting, but it's like very uneventful because it just happens and then it's like cool.
Well,
yeah, nothing.
Kind of like New Year's Eve, you know? It's like, okay.
Yeah, I thought immediately afterwards the price was going to dump, but it didn't. But what was interesting was the day before the price dumped. So I was like, oh, everybody probably just took their gains already. So you don't have to worry about that happening again. And now we are up 4% since yesterday, still at $8,944. So
okay.
Yeah, long term, always in mind for sure.
Absolutely.
How about you? What'd you do?
I watched a little bit of the Cointelegraph show. Tone was also streaming. So just watching a little bit of everyone's shows, and I had a lot of calls. So I just did, I'm these days I'm basically like streaming almost 24/7.
Yeah, that's good though. What do you do? Like, what are you trying to do? I mean, this is probably an offline conversation, but
no, well, you know what? Since we're still waiting for some guests, how about I share a video so you can get to know a little bit about what's going on? Okay, guys. So I'm just gonna share a little video as we welcome our guests to come. Start this going. So, I mean, I still have a day job, but you can see all my favorite channels, my favorite songs. Okay. But
take down this video and edit it anyways.
No,
what? Are you serious?
Oh god, that was the morning show. Okay, so I want to show you guys basically what I've been working on the past 30 days. Not this. And yeah, let me know what you think.
Do you feel like going to the theater, your local cafe, attending a concert? Not possible. There's a second pandemic, social distancing. Right now, millions are struggling with anxiety, depression, and loneliness. How can you share a virtual hug? Give hope to survive this pandemic. The key? An interactive bridge connecting humans. Enter GiveOn Live, the home of live stream. Our mission is to gather live stream in one place, a portal that fosters connection between humans. Thomas, a hip-hop dancer, was laid off from a Brooklyn studio after New York City lockdown. Thomas posts lessons online, earning by streaming on YouTube. His dream, 100,000 subscribers. He's just as good as Usher, but nobody knows. Tara's an exchange student, quarantined in Milano. She's already binged her Netflix shows. Hip-hop dancing is the one thing she loves. Videos aren't the same as dancing with friends. She's given up. Then she finds GiveOn Live. Next day, Thomas in her inbox. Brooklyn moves. Thomas is a GiveOn Live creator now, receiving donations from more and more fans. Tara joins his dance live, practicing and chatting virtually with new friends. She finds more interactive live stream and adds to her calendar. Great, Tara, we'll remind you when to get live. Live streaming is already the new norm, and we've given it a new home. Zoom jumped 200 million daily users. Imagine what that means for our potential revenue. Stay tuned for premium subscriptions. Behind closed doors, we are still social beings. We need to experience each other. Sharing our culture is what makes us human. GiveOn Live tech superheroes bring positive engagement into every home. Stand apart together, your live stream guide.
Okay, that's that, guys.
Wow, Christiana, that looks cool. How'd you make that?
You know, just with human beings and technology, smash them together. But I at least Corey can appreciate it because Corey saw the video last week, which was like not the same. This was a lot better, right, Corey? I think
I didn't see anything. I wasn't next to the screen. Sorry.
Oh man. Okay, I'll show you next time. But no, the video that Corey saw of the pitch of Forgive on Live was the first one we ever made, and I sounded like a teenage girl because they made me high speed so that they could make it into the 2-minute limit.
Uh-huh.
It's just crazy. It's just a crazy video. It's just insane. But so it's been improving because we've been in 7 hackathons.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been improving every single week. Okay, I think.
Oh, we have one more attendee. Clement.
Yes.
Chat. I'm bringing him in.
I got it. Yeah, now I'm ready. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you're host. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm host now. Okay. All right, and that's everyone because Miko's gonna join us for the second half. So we have different nations. Erica, just to get things started. Hey. Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm muted. Sorry. Hi, everyone.
Amazing. Yeah, thanks for joining. So yeah, big day yesterday. I think it would be great if just to start, everyone can introduce themselves and say where you're quarantining from.
I will go first. I am Erica Gemma. I live in Miami, but I am currently quarantining in Washington State, the central point, ground zero of coronavirus in the United States. So
thank you so much. Next.
Hi, everyone. I'm Clement from Genesis Block, based in Hong Kong. It's not too bad here. We can have public dinners up to 8 people. Everyone here is wearing a mask, so we haven't had a local case in the last 2 weeks. So hopefully this thing will just go away very soon.
Nice. Corey.
Hey guys, how's my connection? Is it pretty spotty?
I can see you fine.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Hey everyone, I'm Corey Huang. I'm the CEO of Stably. We're based in Seattle. However, at the moment, I'm recording live from Vietnam. I'm in Ho Chi Minh City. We a new office here recently, and yeah, I'm here with my CTO and founder as well.
Awesome. Amazing. What's your CTO's name?
David.
David. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Where are you guys in Seattle, Corey?
We used to be in downtown Seattle, but right now we have an office in Renton.
Cool. Renton, that's where I grew up. Cool.
Wow.
Yeah. What high school do you go to?
Well, I went to do TMI for the YouTube world, but I'm in Kent right now, so.
Oh, you're in Kent. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to go over in Kent. I went to Kent Ridge High School back then.
Oh, my sisters went to Kent Ridge.
Oh, awesome. Yeah.
I used to live down the street from Kent Ridge, and then the 2008 financial crisis happened.
Oh man, I was still in Kent Ridge during those days. Couldn't remember anything.
Yeah.
Oh, Erica remembered very well.
I remember. Yeah.
Okay. Oh my God. Well, I think ode to Cointelegraph, who's also our media partner. We would love for Erica to also do a ukulele Bitcoin song before we get started.
So you know how during quarantine you want to make sure you use your time most effectively. So I picked up a ukulele and I got pretty good at it, but I do not have a Bitcoin song.
Whatever you just please us.
No, I can't. Sorry, Christiana. I have nothing to show you guys. Maybe next time, next week, I'll be prepared.
Next time. Okay, awesome. So this is DIGECON. Basically, the show is original production by Give On Live platform, and the focus is entering the digital economy. Where do we stand, and how do we do this, right? Because even all of us who are digital entrepreneurs or digital, human beings, and we're in the blockchain and the Bitcoin space. I don't know about you, but for me, it's been a little bit overwhelming now that everything is online. And so would love to just get your first thoughts on how you feel in this economy, how you feel with the shift and what COVID has done. Yeah, would love to get your thoughts. Anyone? Any cricket? Well, you know what? Actually, Clement, I would love to hear from you first because we just had a whole show with all, more Europeans and Americans. So we'd love to hear, now that you guys are a little bit more advanced than us, you're out of quarantine. So it would be cool to hear your perspective.
Yeah. So, we do quite a few things. We run ATMs. We've got 33 of them around Asia. We have an OTC desk, we have a prop desk, and we have a Bitcoin center, which we have the largest community in Hong Kong. And yesterday, actually, we did a meetup in, the last time we did a meetup was in January. 50 people came up, super impressed. We actually spent some money and projected the Bitcoin halving on a building next to us. The video will be out soon, but it was I was overwhelmed with all the people that came, and I think it's just been a while that I've seen people in a confined space. But in terms of business, so in February, when or March, when Bitcoin tanked all the way down to the high 3,000s, we saw a significant amount of volume on our ATMs. These are retail people that want to buy in a small amount and don't have access to online exchange. They just want to buy with cash, scan their wallet and put cash in. So volume was the highest month of 2018, 19, and this year. 2017 was a whole nother animal when there was Korean kimchi at up to 40%. So can't compare to that. OTC levels also picked up when price crashed. And we're definitely seeing people getting more interested in this asset class. I mean, people are free, people are at home watching videos, whatnot, and we're seeing more people onboarding. And for us, I think the whole sort of like prop desk or trading desk have had a very good quarter. It's not just us. I mean, we trade with the usual names, you know, Tumbler, Galaxy, FTX, and we all had a great quarter, and everyone in the company are getting bonuses, and we're hiring actually. So the last few days, so on Thursday I put up a job ad. We're looking for front desk, front office staff, and 250 people applied. I had to close the application, screen through 250 and interviewing 20.
Wow.
Just want to get it done, and there's so many options. Hotel and airline industry obviously are hugely affected. But it's a great time for us to find someone that has training in the hospitality industry, and tell them this is actually a great position for you to understand more about the industry. And we're extremely open that people can move around different roles within the company. We're still a startup, 20 people, we're looking to grow up to 30, 40 people by the end of the year. And a lot of them, so I asked them comments about what they think about the industry. 95% of them have no idea how this works. They've heard of Bitcoin, but they don't have a wallet, they don't know how it works. Yeah, so I think it's actually great for the industry that we had. I mean, no one wants COVID, but it makes people think how to deal with this sort of pandemic situation. At the same time, everyone knows that government is printing money. In terms of the economy, I mean, we've got friends in real estate, got friends in banking. Real estate is getting proper hit. I mean, commercial real estate here, I mean, the big names, Jones Lang, LaSalle, Colliers, and all of those dealing with commercial real estate. Everyone's looking to downsize. No foreign companies coming in. They're proper suffering. They're not billing, and typically residential will get affected 3 to 6 months time. I have a few friends who are super host on Airbnb. I mean, they've got 5, 6, 7 properties that are on 10, 20% down payment, and having to pay mortgages, and there's no income whatsoever right now. So if borders if people don't start traveling soon, I mean, they're gonna have to do something about it, right? And I think potentially, I mean, I actually don't think the market, I mean, the equity markets is done yet. So we could potentially see another wave. And yes, I mean, fiat money is just, I mean, everyone can see, all the governments are just printing right now, and
crazy. Are they printing?
What's happening next? Right? So this is a great setup for Bitcoin for the next 12, 18 months. And if you look at, the previous halvings, it's very similar. I mean, the price didn't really move that much. And, the previous halvings, the 2016, after the halving, it, between 6 to 12 months, that's where adoption really kicks in. And I mean, you need an excuse for people to look into something and potentially buy, right? I mean, yes, there's a lot of futures exchanges now. It's not just BitMEX, but everyone's doing futures. But ultimately, I mean, for Bitcoin price to go up, there needs to be organic volume where people need to buy the physical coin and keep it in their wallet or just have it. So
nice.
I'm optimistic about this space. I think last year, a lot of companies that didn't really have revenue have phased out. People who are staying, all of us here, are doing something great for the industry. And as long as everyone can survive right now, I think the next 12 to 18 months um, will be amazing.
Awesome. Wow. Thank you. Thank you for the summary. Erica is also has a blockchain center. So what do you feel? Have you gotten more inquiries? Have you gotten more interest in the past?
Definitely.
Okay.
A lot. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Christiana. Definitely a lot more inquiries. We have a lot of people that are just like big gold bugs, especially just because of the circles that I've been around right now. A lot of people who are, expats, gold bugs, international, just like lawyers, just have a lot of exposure. Like they believe in flag theory and stuff like that, who are really interested in crypto and Bitcoin, but they don't have a reason to get into it until now. I think that conversation is just opening up more now than ever before. So definitely a lot of increased interest, a lot of people using our ATMs. For people, it's kind of sad, but then it's also exciting, right? Because I think people who are messing around in traditional markets and just like the regular world of finance, they're worried right now because they know that they're kind of like built on sand almost, to say, sorry, I got Corona, to say that to the least. But I mean, people who are in traditional markets are kind of worried right now, right? Because it's like, we have the reported numbers is that in the United States, there are 33 million people who applied for unemployment. Most of them applied within the last 3 weeks. I don't think that number is real. Like thinking about it, it's like almost everyone I know is now unemployed or on unemployment of some form. So I don't think 33 million is an accurate number because that's what, 20%, I think. It has to be way more than that. So there's just a lot of factors that they're not telling us about. So it's kind of sad in one sense because people are very worried, and they should be. There's meat shortages, there's food shortages, the price of groceries are going up, and it's not really a supply thing. It's more like a supply chain thing. And then obviously like every single government is printing money right now, like just across the board. Name a country, how much money it's printing, how they've lifted restrictions on what they're allowed to print. So that sucks. But on our end, I feel like everybody in the Bitcoin world is like, this is what Bitcoin was made for, right? And so there's just a lot of convergence. There's if you look into like Bell's law of computer classes, we are now in the second portion of that where the people decide how this new asset class shapes what happens. We're also, the halving just happened. People are printing money. I mean, the governments are printing money like crazy. People are questioning, and like everybody's at home right now. So what are they going to do? Well, if you're smart, you're going to learn a new skill, or you're going to learn about something that you've been interested in. A lot of people are interested in Bitcoin. So it really is a perfect storm. So I'm looking forward to the next like 12, 18 months.
Amazing. Amazing. Awesome. So then we have Vietnam. What's happening?
How you guys doing? Everything's doing great over here. We got out of lockdown about a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, living life as normal. Actually, I went to this Korean barbecue restaurant last night and had a lot of meat and feeling kind of stuffed this morning. I'm still feeling kind of stuffed from last night as we're speaking. So yeah, life's getting back to normal over here. So over here at Stably, obviously we are specialized in stable coins and building stable coins, not only for ourselves, but also other enterprise clients. And I can definitely say that for some reason, similar experience for me ever since the coronavirus crisis happened this year. We've seen an increase in inbound leads for our enterprise division, where we have, like all of last year, we had less than 10, total leads for that division. In just Q1 of this year alone, we have more than 20 plus inbound leads from large enterprises coming in, seeking to, create their own stablecoin or asset-backed token. As a result, right now, we're actually pretty booked as well. We, are working with 5 different enterprise clients to help them issue their own asset-backed tokens, ranging from, Vietnamese dong to Canadian dollar to gold and silver and all that stuff. So yeah, we're also working with major exchanges to discuss listing for these tokens. So and I have many more similar clients like this in the pipeline. So I think it's definitely a very positive year for crypto development in general, in spite of the coronavirus crisis going on.
Awesome, awesome. So some people are saying, well, the halvening wasn't really anything. It wasn't a big deal. It had no effect. So apart from corona effects on the industry, what did you think about the halvening? Did you get excited? Did you feel like it was that important? What are your thoughts?
For me, it was exciting just because the only real store of value we've had to date that has lasted a long time is gold. Now, the drawbacks of gold is when it comes to production, it's not set. We don't know. You know, Elon Musk could make it to Mars and then what, right? He finds a bunch of gold and then the value of gold drops. With Bitcoin, it's cool because it is software code. It's something that we knew. It worked like it was supposed to work, even though this code was written 10 years ago. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's been improved upon ever since then, but it's exciting because it's like, this is in a digital world that we live in, here is a new asset class and it's working as promised. And it is like gold, but it's beneficial because, you know, everyone who's invested in this system, if you are a miner, you know that in roughly every 4 years, your revenue is going to be cut in half. So all throughout that time, miners have been innovating. They've been trying to find ways to cut their costs down. Mostly their cost is when it comes to electricity. So, I mean, it's just exciting over like these last 4 years to see all of the different ways that my miner friends have like just innovated when it comes to green energy solutions. So definitely exciting. I mean, nothing really happened. Like the price didn't dump or pump any more than it normally does. But just the innovation behind it and the fact that it worked and like that it just is creating new asset classes. That's exciting.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, okay. Now on this topic of, is it a store of value? I mean, this is something that's very controversial. I mean, I was on live with the old goat. Have you guys heard of the old goat? He's with this influencer trader, and he was just ripping on it like, no, it is absolutely not. It is for speculators. Let's get real. I mean, even though, you know, I put all my savings in Bitcoin, that doesn't mean it's a store of value. So what would you say to old goat or people that have this this mindset, this thought?
Everything speculative. Bitcoin, when I talk to gold bugs, gold is a way to store your wealth. Bitcoin is a way to grow your wealth right now because it's still being produced. So yeah, that's just my line. Is Bitcoin's, I mean, is it a store of value?
I agree with you, Erica. I mean, everything is, you can speculate on everything. I mean, even real estate is absolutely everything. I mean, even iPhones, you can speculate on them. Like, I mean, the next iPhone, I mean, China is probably one of the best examples. I remember when the first gold iPhone came out, it was selling at 3 times the price up there. And, you know, a normal Hong Kong citizen, like, would not just buy it. They would just buy it at Apple Store and just sell it. I think even gold, like, is gold really a store of value? I mean, there's plenty of gold underneath the sea. I was speaking to we have a client who's in the gold industry, and you know, he was telling me like plenty of gold underneath the seabed, and you know, at some point someone's going to have technology is advancing, and it's going to be, at some point it's going to be cheap to dig up all that gold, and when there's a shit ton of supply, then I mean, the price of gold in US dollar terms could also go down, right? I mean, the biggest supply of gold, demand in gold right now probably is like India and China, Asian countries. They actually use it, you know, for jewelry and, you know, weddings. Like you see a lot of gold in Asian countries. And people come to Hong Kong, like people in China come to Hong Kong to buy gold, but it really depends, like, what you make of it. I mean, it's entirely your choice. I think I can use Bitcoin as money. I can store it. It's like, I just think it's another choice for people to diversify their asset class, right? So you certainly don't want to be in fiat money, like 100% in fiat right now.
Exactly.
I mean, that's what we tell, you know, people that come to our Bitcoin 101 courses, that, you know, the goal really is to, I think all of us play a part within the industry is just to, fuel mass adoption by teaching people how it works, get them with wallet and show them how easy it is to just move around. I think we're seeing a huge amount of adoption in Asia because there's lots of capital control, even in Vietnam where you are for it, right? Like we're doing some flow there. People that invest into Vietnam by properties it's gone up like 4 or 5 times, and some of our clients just couldn't wire the money out. Same with China, same with Thailand, and a lot of the underground money brokers are using Tether to help them move money out. Now these brokers have seen what happened to Bitcoin, and they're all getting in. What we're seeing as well is like they're getting some sort of position. So we're seeing the adoption from brokers that don't care how Bitcoin, don't understand how it works, but using it all the time for their business because it works, and it doesn't get frozen because they control the keys. Well, actually, at the beginning they were using just exchange wallets, but so far no major exchange has been hacked. But through time they've been using it every day. They're learning more themselves, and now they're going back. So instead of Bitcoin stablecoin, where I believe every one of us here have been through the steps, they're actually doing the opposite, which is like stablecoin first and then Bitcoin.
That's really interesting. That's really interesting. I'm curious. Okay, so I've been speaking a lot with exchanges, and I in my work I'm usually a bridge between those who don't understand to those who understand, whether it's adoption through projects or if it's for bringing in traditional investors and traditional traders. I'm really curious, like, what your thoughts are about bringing in the institutional investors, bringing in the high frequency traders. How will that happen, and how and what will entice them to, other than just the COVID situation? What has to happen with the industry for them to really come in?
I think if institution investors want to come in, they can right now. What was it? Tudor. There was a billionaire fund manager that came in, and my understanding is they're just using CME. Like they're just getting exposed on the future side of things. A lot of family offices are not using their fund money to come in, but like what we're seeing is the fund manager themselves are getting account and starting to learn how to use this and taking this thing more seriously now. But I think for them is the custodial solution needs to be cheaper and easier to use. It's improved a lot already, but for me, I think, and they don't know how to audit or I think, it's going to take some time. But what we're definitely seeing is people. Well, at least in Asia, is there's a lot of people that have been moving money and are using crypto to move money now. I think that's where, you see Tether now at, number 3, more than Ripple, and, as what is it now, 6 billion-ish. And I can tell you part of the reason is because the Chinese online banking now is maturing. So before, most people can have a little token thing as a 2FA. There's a lot of politician money or people that are in the gray area of business that can just, there's plenty of people in China or Vietnam that or Thailand that they can just buy bank accounts, get random phone number and get the bank account with a token and just park the money there. But what we're seeing now is online banking are forcing people to use Face ID. So before, a lot of people park money in bank accounts where they have they kind of have full control. They can just move it whenever they want because they just have a token. But now with the Face ID, coming into place, is much harder. Therefore, like a lot of people actually trust stable coins more than the banks. So I don't know if you've seen, but the last 2 months, like the amount of stable coins or tether that has been printed is like, we're talking like 100 mil a day. That's sort of numbers. And it's all these brokers that are, you know, trying to get that money out of the banks into stable coin.
So that's the big hot topic right now. And Clement and Corey, I feel like you guys are two perfect people to like address that question. It's like, what happens? Because Tether's never been audited before, you know, and it's a good way, especially when you do OTC, to like park it in Tether. That way you don't have to worry about anything.
No,
like,
wait, don't have to worry about Tether?
I
Come
mean,
on.
you don't have to worry about, okay, not anything. You don't have to worry about price fluctuation, but
Right.
you do have to worry about Tether
For
getting
now,
found out
for
in an
now you
instant,
don't.
right?
Crashing, you know, like
Yeah. So like, what's up with that?
You
So
remember,
go ahead.
yeah, remember Enron was, the biggest, scandal of the dot-com bubble. And there was like the granddaddy of all the bubble back then. Crypto is still small. Think about it this way. Crypto is less than $300 billion right now. That's not even the market cap of some of the largest stock in the US. That's not even the market cap of like, Apple or Amazon or something like that. So Enron back in the day, they existed for 15 years in their history. I think even more than 15 years. And it took them that long to finally, be revealed that they were, just indeed doing some fraudulent accounting stuff, and everything crumbled down. So look, if Enron could happen, something like Tether, it's only a matter of time before, something major happened, either with regulators or with the foundation that these guys built on. So,
Yeah.
as long as, as long as there are market makers and liquidity providers and OTCs and people in the market that are still actively using Tether and pushing it around, then sure, there will be, liquidity, there will be stability in the price and whatnot. However, as soon as something major happened, like we see every once in a while, some major news would come out regarding the operation or the legality of Tether, and the price would dip. It would go down to like 94, 95, 80 cents sometimes. So, it's only a matter of time, I would say. And to be safe, there are always other regulated stablecoin solutions that also has liquidity. We are in the stablecoin business. So are, USDC or Paxos or a lot of other regulated trust companies or financial institutions that have issued their own stablecoin. So, these are much better alternative. You were asking earlier how, if institutional would get in. Stable coins that are regulated and insured and all that are, the easiest way for institutional to dip their toe into the crypto world, in my opinion, versus, other volatile assets like Bitcoin, as you have said.
So then what do we even do though? Because like, for me, it's like everybody knows that Tether is insolvent, just like the banks. This is the fractional reserve lending system of crypto. Everybody knows this, but what do we do? Because in my opinion, it's like you stop it now, and that's much better than just letting it run its course and then figuring out later, that the price is going to dump. I don't know. What do we do?
Look, I mean, we have a very good relationship with, the Bitfinex guys, and we think they're absolutely fine. But at the same time, yes, there's plenty of options. Like you can choose USDC, Paxos, and plenty of stablecoins out there that. But ultimately, I think the reason why Tether is still by far number one compared to everyone else is one is they came out first with this idea, and two is they were here during the entire 2017 altcoin wave where ICO coins get listed, there will be a USDT pair, and people start using it a lot. And finally, as 2018, 2019, that's when traditional money brokers. Like, I mean, this is just another form of, whether you like it or not, all the stable coins are backed by US dollars, basically US dollar in their mind. And when people can trade it and large amounts of it, they just trust it. Natural behavior. They're not going to understand how the blockchain works, or whether it's what's better, like Tether on Omni, Tether on Ethereum, or Tether on Tron. Like, they don't care. Like, these people that we deal with, like, it works. There's plenty of brokers that will buy and sell it at large amounts of money. Like, we can print it, we can redeem it. I mean, we're probably not the happiest. For Paxos, USDT, TUSD, I mean, all of these, it's 1-to-1 for us. There's no fees, nothing. They're great. For Tether, every time we print, there's 10 basis points. Every time we redeem, there's 10 basis points. I mean, they make money. I mean, look at how much is being printed. And, you know, out of all the counterparties that I speak to, no one has special treatment. Everyone pays that 10 bits in and out. Like, they make money. Like, I mean, just from that alone, you do the math. Like, I mean, that's hundreds of millions. And, you know, of course, it's not going to, for them, yes, it's not backed. I mean, they even admitted now that it's not backed 1-to-1 US dollar in the bank. But I mean, they've been in the space for quite a while. I mean, these guys are not like 20, 30-year-old kids. I mean, they've been in this space, and, you know, JL, Giancarlo, I mean, these guys have been fighting with the banks and working out with the banks for a long time. And, you know, possibly, I mean, there's a basket of assets. Like, I mean, I can't talk too much about like what is in there, but, you know, personally, I feel fine about it, but, you know, at the end of the day, I don't hold it. I trade it, yes, I'll print it. It takes us, like, you know, a couple of hours to print that or redeem that. It works, you know, quite a lot of people can do that. Not everyone can. I mean, they're obviously not going to cater, you know, 10,000 or 15,000, but it's sort of similar to, you go to a bank, you ask for, like, you know, new notes, $2,000 worth of new notes. They might not cater that, but, you know, VIP clients in the bank, if they want to get like 1 million new notes printed, like, they might get that. So, I mean, my opinion on stablecoin is like, it's by far, you know, it's turned out like the way how I see it is like, you know, people are using it to move money around, and in terms of like transactions on the blockchain, I mean, that's by far the #1 use case on Ethereum right now. I'm actually glad the majority of the Tether is on Ethereum now instead of Bitcoin, because that was really jamming the network. But
so in your opinion, you think it's fine? I mean, you probably, like, because you interact with these people, it seems like weekly basis. I mean, your opinion is that daily basis. Okay.
We talk to them on a daily basis. We print that, we redeem that. And the way how I see it is, in terms of security, really there's only one guy that handles this banking and pressing buttons. Yes, I mean, if he's, you know, if this person, I'm sure there's a backup plan, but there is a single point of failure, of course. Yeah. But, you know, I expect that at some point there will be FUD on Tether. I mean, you know, all the other stable coins try to, I mean, everyone wants more market share, right? We saw in 2008, 2019, when these stable coins came out, obviously they just want to take some of, everyone wants to do successful stable coin. It can be a very good business model. But ultimately, I think, you know, you need to address who's using the stable coin, why are they using it, and liquidity is an issue, like, as well. Like, I can't go in and out of a lot of the stable. Like, I mean, a lot of the stable coins is not that. Like, for example, USDT in Thailand, or I can at least, you know, there are exchanges that is paired with the local currency. But USDC, Paxos, like there's no liquidity whatsoever. So I mean, Tether's just got way ahead of the start, and more people are starting to learn about it. Whereas so my question is like, why isn't Paxos or USDC talking to these exchanges and listing it, finding market makers to make markets there that where people can go in, 5,000, 10,000 to start off with and just make sure that there's liquidity. I mean, it goes hand in hand, right? Whereas, in China, like I can do millions of renminbi versus Tether. I can't do that with USDC or TUSD or like no one would pay me for that or sell me. I don't know, even though, yeah, I mean, people just don't care whether it's safe or not at this stage. Like the real users.
They want liquidity. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, I can actually share some story on this. So we created a stablecoin ourselves. We got funding back in 2018. We work with a regulated institution in the U.S. called Prime Trust. So did TrueUSD. I mean, a lot of regulated stablecoin work with Prime Trust. The problem, we were one of the only few stablecoin, including Paxos, USDC, and Tether, and all that managed to get listed on Binance. Even I think GUSD, Gemini, they even get on Binance like we did. But that Binance listing and all the market making, like Clement said, even when we launched our stablecoin back in 2019 last year, it was very difficult after initial launch to gain traction versus the other stablecoins. One, due to the liquidity issue, and second is Tether was just too strong. You just can't really. You just really can't compete with exposure and it's just the first one, like you said, right? It has first mover advantage. It has a lot of certain advantages that regulated stablecoin have to deal that it doesn't have to deal with, that regulated stablecoin have to. Things like KYC, AML, and all of that stuff, right? I don't think Tether many of them have to worry about that stuff. Meanwhile, in the West, right, where we have to have regulated stablecoin, it has to be 100% KYC, AML, all that stuff. There's a lot more friction for the fiat on and an off ramp. So I can definitely see why there's always going to be a use case for something like Tether. And as Clement said, the structure of the redemption and issuing, I mean, I'm sure his firm and other firms that even we work with, like QCP Capital or Alameda, whatever, they have really good relationship with Tether to issue and redeem for that 10 bips. But not every single person in the world has that relationship. There are still many story of just ordinary individuals trying to get a redemption from Tether, and they wouldn't do it essentially. It only works. Yeah, it only worked for large players. So we, we'll see where it goes in the future.
But at the same time, I mean, they don't need to redeem, right? They don't really need to redeem themselves. Like, I mean, all the exchanges have USDT, Paxos pair, USDT, TUSD, USDT, USDC. I mean, it's just one click away, and there's plenty of liquidity for there, right? And you can even do BUSD, which is like zero maker fee on Binance right now still. So once you get the BUSD, you can, I mean, essentially it's just Paxos, and you can redeem no fee. So, and you can do that on Bitfinex as well, like trade it to other stable coins and redeem it through them. And that's one solution, obviously.
Yeah, so getting liquidity from the secondary market is always a solution. I mean, for any stablecoin, right? For Tether, that secondary market liquidity is very strong, like you said, because they have first mover advantage and all that. Again, I don't think Tether's position in the market is going to be challenged until some sort of major event happen that that either has to involve some sort of regulatory action or like something really big, and who knows when that's going to happen. We don't, last year or for the first 2 years, I think, since funding for Stably, we kind of bet on the strategy that, Tether ultimately was going to blow up at some point. turned out that it wasn't such a good bet, and wasted a lot of money and following that bet. So we pivoted recently into stablecoins as a service, or tokenization as a service, where we work with other players that have existing assets as well, who need tokenization services, and they already have their own ecosystem for their stablecoin or token. So what we're seeing, the people that we're working right now, Tether is king of exchanges and OTC in the crypto world. I'm not going to really challenge that. However, there are a lot of unique ecosystem and markets in the world that are very niche that could use a stablecoin to solve a problem. And oftentimes there's already an existing players in these markets, like a company that is taking care of this problem. And by implementing a stablecoin, it would enable them to cut costs, generate new revenue, and gain more insight from user data, et cetera. For example, one of the payment processors partner that we work with, actually in the cannabis industry in the US, right now they, use traditional banking channels and payment providers in order to process credit card and debit cards for cannabis stores in the US. And so we started working with them to, integrate a stablecoin in the back end processing system for them in order to increase their capacity and basically turn the settlement process from T+3 to basically T+0 for them, for their merchants. And yeah, that's if that deal's when that deal comes live, we expect anywhere from $5 to $10 million monthly volume starting now, and it could grow a lot more from there. And yeah, this company has pretty good dominant in this particular market. So it's these more particular unique use cases that we're seeing that we think will have a really good future for stablecoins. And of course, these players, they're often regulated players that have to work with within existing legal framework in the U.S. And it's very difficult for them to use something like Tether, for example, within the system. So that's why they had to approach us and figure something out. So I definitely think as the system grows and mature, again, it's the entire crypto market is like less than $300 billion, according to what I'm seeing in CoinMarketCap right now. So, as it get more and more legitimized, as increase in market cap and, more and more institutional money come in, more commercial money come in, the need for stable coins that are regulated, transparent, and, that are also liquid will also grow. And, eventually, we'll see where this industry go. I think, Libra is trying to get in, player like Walmart is trying to get in. And the common theme that we have with all of these stablecoin, projects that are up and coming are each one of these players all have their own unique ecosystem, really advantage of them issuing a stablecoin for that ecosystem, because that stablecoin that is branded under, their own brand and logo and whatnot, it will have unique features and utility that you won't find anywhere else outside of that ecosystem.
So Corey, is the U.S. government going to contract you for the digital dollar?
I don't think so. Here's what I'm actually working on with some of the people. A lot of people are anticipating, eventually there's going to be something like a digital Federal Reserve dollar, like a Fed coin. And a lot of people are like, oh, well, when Fed coin comes out, doesn't that kind of like, invalidates the use case for other stable coins that are privately issued? And we don't think so. There are a lot of reasons. I don't even know what a potential Federal Reserve, digital dollar is going to look like. I'm pretty sure there's going to be, a lot of requirements and restrictions built into it, and there's going to be a lot of people who won't want to use this digital dollar as it is. So, private issuer like us could always quote unquote wrap it into some sort of smart contract wrapper so that we could provide additional programmable utilities into it, or add other features like there's a lot of features that you could add onto this, like interest or credit, or maybe even privacy if you're going to that direction. So yeah, I think there's going to be definitely a lot of cool innovations coming out in this stablecoin industry. I mean, we're one of the players working in it, and we're working with a lot of enterprise clients right now, and we're hearing a lot of cool demands from everybody, you know, and we're customizing everybody's smart contract to fit their particular use case. And yeah, we think it's we're definitely very bullish on this industry.
Nice. Wow. I mean, I love how you had forethought, you know, before you came in, acknowledged kind of your maybe bad situation with the tether, and then pivoted quickly. Like, I love that. I think that's important, especially in crisis, right? And but you're still thinking ahead. You're still thinking, okay, what's going to happen with all these CBDC and stuff. Very cool. So we're soon going to be switching over to the next round, which is the beginner. So I would love to hear from you. We're actually planning a hackathon sprint. So it's a 5-month program to build prototypes specifically for capital markets and for the digital economy. So I would love to hear from each of you. What would you like to see? So if there's, whether there's third layer or protocol, what feature or something that would make your lives easier as a blockchain center, as an OTC, as an exchange, as a stablecoin, what would make your lives or your partners' lives easier? If you could see that happen or see people work on it, you would be happy.
Well, right
There's a
now,
lot of things that would make my life easier.
yeah. COVID going away would be a lot easier. I'd like to get back to the US at some point. I've been stuck in Vietnam for 3 months.
You can't come back? They won't let you?
I'm sorry?
They will not let you come back. That's the situation?
Well, there are no flights. I had a flight on May 15th. It's canceled, like for the 3rd time already.
Oh, geez.
Wow.
So, I mean, Vietnam's not too bad. They don't have a lot of corona cases over here, fortunately. So,
But at the same time, they're not really testing it either, right?
I think he's frozen.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so weird. If you want to get tested, you can't get tested, but somehow the numbers keep growing. Like, okay, guys, thanks for making. So weird.
Numbers. I don't even know. I don't know what's going on, and I prefer not to leave my home. Like, I just rather just work and be in here. I'm not interested anymore. I'm done with Rona. I'm done. I'm just done with her. I'm done. No, I'm not interested. I mean, it was interesting because I left Asia to come to the United States, like running away from Corona. And then I came here. Like, so I try to be half the year in Asia and half the year here. But now I'm like, this whole year, pretty much I'm going to be out on this side of the world. So it's interesting. It's interesting. Cool, guys. So we are going to break for a little bit, but what I like to do at the end of this is the more advanced session, right? So what is just like one sentence? So, you know, these people that are watching this segment will have knowledge and they can follow your pace, right? So what is one sentence you would give to, you know, people, digital nomads, people, like, how can we take advantage of the crisis and move forward, be stronger?
Visit us at blockchaincenter.com. And if you need some liquidity, let me know. We hold walk people through the process. If you want to buy $20, if you want to buy a significant amount, let us know in the website.
Yes, and we'll be putting all your guys' links. So make sure if you have not already, just share me your link or your latest promo. We will be adding that because this video will be edited and reposted. So just give me all your links. I'll be sharing it in the comments.
No, I love it. I think what we're doing is similar with Erica. I think we need to have a chat after this call. But yeah, I mean, accumulate Bitcoin and short the world. That's what I've been telling, you know.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah, guys. And just keep in mind that you guys do have wait, let me just stop. Okay. All right. Okay, let's stop recording. So keep in mind you do have access to the Slack. So almost every single speaker is in the Slack, and then I put them inside the date of your booking. So if you guys want to chat afterwards, I try to kind of accumulate the links that we talk about or books recommendations and things like that. I put that in the link, and then y'all can just kind of start chatting in there, you know, get friendly. And that's what this is about. So I think Miko is coming in, and Paul from Edge Wallet is coming in for the beginner hour. So we'll wait for them. But like that's what this is all about. Like I basically I took a stand against Rona. I'm like, I'm not gonna let Rona hinder me from continuing to jet set and continuing to socialize with my friends. Like imagine like 2 years of my life just like completely, you know, getting deep and talking to my friends. But it's interesting. I don't know how you guys feel, but I feel like I'm getting closer to people. You know, like it was all kind of just like superficial networking, even though I knew a lot of people. But now I actually am having these Zoom calls with people. We're talking about feelings and things. I don't know. Do you guys feel closer to the people you're having Zoom calls with?
For me, it's different. I think
Really?
have to build like I mean, especially with clients and counterparties, I think for us, definitely FaceTime is valuable. Like in person, FaceTime. I mean, definitely with like, you know, new users coming into the space as well. I mean, I think they want to, I think having a Bitcoin center, I think maybe Erica can share more as well as like new people that come in want to see that you're legit, you have a store, and there's someone that, you know, you can hold accountable, and, you know, handheld experience with opening a wallet just to make sure that, you know, they write down the 12-word or whatnot. Like a lot of people, you'd be very surprised. I mean, they watch a video and they just snap, screenshot, or like not knowing that their iCloud or, you know, emails are compromised already.
Right.
That sort of stuff. Like we give them, you know, a small security talk when they come here, and then they really appreciate it. So I mean, definitely we would prefer COVID to go a bit away and, you know, start hosting events, and you know, yeah.
Ooh, okay. Let me go ahead and add Paul and Miko in. Yeah, one thing, Erica and Clement, I would like to say is there was this really cool it was like a walk-in ATM in Estonia. It was the coolest thing ever. It was really small, but you could walk in. There was a teller. There was the exchange listed on the top, and basically you can walk in, and it feels better. Whoa! It felt a lot better than an ATM. It was cool. I think that kind of structure, like have the planning instead of like all your 35 ATMs, have it be like kind of a walk-in center, hire those hotel hospitality kids that you want to hire, you know? I think that'll be good for visibility and for,
Sure.
you know, adoption. Amazing. Wow. He did it. He got
Hey friends. Hey everyone. Hey
How's it
Paul.
going,
Hey
Miko? Hi,
Joe.
Christiana. Nice seeing everybody.
Hi,
Hey,
Paul.
All good.
Amazing. Well, so let me just do the intro again because this is the new hour. Okay. And we're live. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hey guys, and welcome to DIGECON, entering the digital economy. This is round 2 of our recording. And this is a very special edition because the halvening happened, but this is the beginner show. So a lot of people don't really know at all what even Bitcoin is at this point. So we want to take this next hour to just introduce Bitcoin. And the point of the whole series, DIGECON, is to facilitate ushering in the digital economy. What does that look like, especially now post-COVID? How can we be winners? How can we, you know, fight and survive this stage? I would love to start. How about everyone just introduce themselves very briefly? Maybe just say your name and where you're from. Remember, this is the beginner show, so people don't know what your businesses are necessarily. So maybe just your name and your country. And then we'll go ahead with Paul, and he's going to give a little introduction about Bitcoin.
Hi, everybody. My name is Paul Pui. I'm CEO and co-founder of Edge, formerly Airbits. Our company's been in space for now about 5-6 years. Starting off building wallets for payments and merchant adoption, but now focused on letting people buy, sell, and trade globally around the world with full control of their funds. So as much as possible, not giving up their funds with a centralized exchange. We are trying to eliminate the need as much as possible for leaving funds in a centralized exchange and giving people full control. That's what we've been up to. And definitely we've seen some great growth over the past several years. As crypto grows, we grow as well. Thanks for having me here, and looking forward to this conversation.
Thank you, Paul. Erica?
Cool. Hi, everybody. I'm Erica Gemma from the Blockchain Center in Miami, based in Miami. And basically what we do is we try to educate people from the ground up. A lot of hand holding, a lot of in-person, just walking people through. For us, it's like there are a lot of great projects that are building right now on blockchain, but the biggest barrier to adoption in really any industry is education. So just providing people options.
Amazing. Thank you, Erica. Anyway, Miko?
Yeah, hi. My name is Miko, and it's great to have beginners in the Bitcoin and blockchain world to speak to today. And it's great to also have some old friends. I've been talking with Paul quite a while. We're kind of in a similar niche. I'm a co-founder of Evercoin, which is a wallet and exchange product. So we're sort of colleagues in the space. I also invest in the space. So I'm a venture capitalist with Gumi Cryptos Capital. And and Corey is also kind of part of the broader community. I've been in touch with him about Stable8, and he seems to be doing some pretty amazing stuff lately with that stuff. So that's me.
Thanks, Miko. Clement?
Hi everyone, I'm Clement, CEO of Genesis Block. I mean, we're a Bitcoin center just like Erica, but we also have a prop desk and an OTC desk. At the same time, we have 33 ATM machines in Hong Kong that allow people to easily access crypto with cash.
Amazing. And last but not least, Corey.
Hey everyone, I'm Corey Huang. I'm the CEO and founder of Stably. We're a Seattle-based stablecoin company. We create a USDS, which is one of the stablecoin listed on Binance. We're also in the business of stablecoins as a service. And this is actually our primary business at the moment. We specialize in helping other enterprise clients create their own brand of stablecoins or asset-backed tokens using our regulated stablecoins as a service platform. And right now I'm actually based in Vietnam. Happy to be here.
Amazing. Thank you so much. So this is the beginner hour. People here might not even know about Bitcoin. I was really excited to hear about Edge Wallet's charity promotion. So if we can just start with that, maybe Paul, if you could just give us a little small tidbit, what is Bitcoin? And then how you're giving impact to the relief situation.
Got it. So Bitcoin, what is Bitcoin? Oh my God, that can be answered in so many different ways, depending on you, your personality, what you care about, where you're from, and how it impacts you. But at its core, it is the first money ever that can be transacted digitally with no counterparty. So that's kind of like one of its core tenets. And as a part of that, it actually has a very fixed and known inflation schedule. So unlike all other kind of monies that governments issue, you know how many Bitcoin exists right now, how many are going to exist roughly in a day, and how many will exist in 100 years. So that nice predictable inflation schedule kind of bucks the trend from government money, which is just, go print as much as you can, where people don't notice that you're printing a whole bunch of money and give it to your best friends in the top of government. And so this is a unique offering that we've never had before in digital money. And it enables both access to a global digital economy to anyone that just has an internet connection, but it also gives us access to a stable, sound money that we also haven't had for a long time outside of gold, which is just kind of difficult to deal with. Now we can have kind of a gold that's digital. So a lot of powerful things that this enables. And I got excited about when I first heard about it. I wasn't one of the people that put it down, like heard about it and put it down and like I'll pick it up later a year from now. I picked it up within a few months, quit my job, and decided I needed to focus entirely on Bitcoin. And so with respect to the COVID donation promotion that we're doing, we're partnering up with several of our different exchange partners, such as MoonPay, Change Now, obviously our own company, Edge. And when people transact in Edge using one of our promotion links, so if they click on one of our promotion links, that goes into Edge or allows you to download Edge from the stores, and then your buys, sells, and trades with our promotion partners, our exchange partners, are actually now taking the fees and donating it to the Giving Block, which is for our specific purpose, donating to COVID relief efforts. So we're excited about that. basically giving up some of our revenue to help the community get the word out. And also, obviously, it's a little bit of a promotion to get people aware of Bitcoin as well, and some of the partners that we're dealing with. And we're excited about this, and so definitely spread the word, let people know. They can go to edge.app/COVID to download the app or activate the promo if they already have Edge.
Amazing. That's really great. We totally stand by that. And what this is all about, even this time that we're right now, is about giving love over live stream and really connecting. So we don't need to physically meet. We can still use the technologies that we've all built, basically, to continue to gather and spread love. So I would love to if someone can offer, how about the journey? So I have, a $10, or where do I start with? Okay, where do I get the Bitcoin? What do I do with the Bitcoin? Where does it end up? So it's kind of imaginary. So how would you just explain it? The journey, really, really briefly, starting from day $1 to Bitcoin. Anyone want to take that challenge?
I'm happy to kind of take a crack at it.
Take a crack, Phil.
Yeah, absolutely. So the thing that I think is important is, one of the biggest things for beginners is to understand that, you can buy, Bitcoin is digital, so it's incredibly divisible, right? So, if you take $1 out of your wallet, like, it's a piece of paper and you can't really, it's hard to divide, right? Now, if you want to divide it, you can go to a cash register and you can say, could I have 4 quarters, right? So, that's kind of how paper money gets divided. But with digital money, you can just divide it using mathematics any way you want, right? So the thing that it turns out that, like, you can have any amount of Bitcoin that you want. So you can, if you have like 50 cents, if you have like 25 cents, if you have $1, if you have $5, you can basically buy Bitcoins. And, the thing that I think happens as a first step is people really just go to some of the kind of easiest places in the world to acquire Bitcoins. I would say one of the ones that I seem to kind of like for that type of application is Cash App, which is the Square mobile app. And, a lot of people use it. It's really simple, and you don't have to worry about a whole bunch of things. I would say that, like, eventually, as you get further down the road, you're going to want to have like your own wallet. You're going to like Paul's Edge wallet, or you're going to like the one I'm working on, Evercoin. You're going to want to have your own wallet, where you can actually have ownership and full custody, right, to get the best benefits of Bitcoin. But, at the beginning, I'd say just use the easiest on-ramp that you can find.
Amazing. Now, I would like a perspective from the blockchain centers, Erica in Miami and Clement in Hong Kong. So some of us in the industry say, don't teach them anything. Nobody knew what HTML was before the internet came out. Just let them start using it and make it functional, right? What do you guys think? Where's your stance on, do they need to learn what the block is, or they just need to use it?
For me, the main thing that I like to teach people about is just the economics behind it. It's not even that, like, sometimes I feel like I'm born in the wrong era, because it's like, I don't really like technology. I don't like being super accessible, but that is like what we're in right now. So you got to deal with it. But for me, it's not really the technology aspect. It's the sound money aspect, right? It's the Austrian economics, when everybody was taught Keynesian economics in school. So, that's really what I've always liked talking about. And Bitcoin is cool because it gives you an avenue for people to actually listen to you, because they're like, oh, wow, maybe I can make some money. So I do think it's important to educate people on the economics behind it, why it's important. Now, the technical stuff, one of my favorite slides that I show people is just like the 7 layers of the internet. Not everybody knows that there are 7 layers to the internet, but everybody does use the internet. So they don't need to understand how it works, but they do know that it does work and that it's widely used. So I don't really give people the technical background behind it. What I'll tell people is like, this is the economic principles behind it. These are the different companies that have patents on blockchain technology, which, the most patents of publicly traded companies are IBM, Bank of America, JP Morgan, all these people have their own digital currencies. And at that point, people kind of realize like, okay, maybe I don't need to know the technical, or I don't need to know how to read code. but I know that it's been proven by the industry that this is where the move is going. So I think concepts are more important. But also what's important is, you know, especially like with Paul's wallet, like he makes it a thing so that way people have their own private keys. Now there's so many different types of wallets you can have. You can have custodial, you can have non-custodial, you can have hot wallets, you can have cold wallets. So you don't want a situation where somebody buys Bitcoin and then loses it because they don't understand what a private key is. So in one sense, I don't teach them technology. I teach them like the UX UI functionality, just how to use it, and then the economics. And I think that's just really the most important, because right now, especially in the United States, like nobody cares that there's another form of money because their dollars are relatively stable and they're all now getting $1,200 of Trump bucks, right? So yeah, so it's just like you kind of have to make people care and wake them up to the fact that we're printing more than the Bitcoin market cap every single day right now in the United States.
Wow.
I
Okay.
mean, I echo that. So, I mean, for us, we've done like, more than 100 Bitcoin 101 events. These are to like people that have no knowledge whatsoever, but are interested to understand a little bit more. And, we fine-tuned going from, it started off a 1.5 hour session to now down to 30 minutes, where we spend 5 minutes talking about what money is, just to give them the concept, at the beginning with shells, and then, physical goods, bartering, and then, we fought them a bit with, the Argentina pesos, the Zimbabwe dollar, and, that people are suffering with from, the fiat currency around the world. And then, we then go on about explaining what a peer-to-peer network is, 5 minutes, no more than that. Again, we fought them about, Facebook, WhatsApp, Google, they're just collecting all your data. That's a centralized system. And decentralized system is something where I think a lot of people could relate to, downloading stuff on a peer-to-peer network, but most of them don't really get it. And then we just go on the basics about Bitcoin for 10 minutes. And then, the last 10 minutes, we just open a wallet with them. And, we don't have a partnership with anyone, but I mean, we've tried many different wallets, and, recently for the last 6 months, we've been using Trust Wallet because, there's no emails, there's no phone numbers. It's just, we give them pen and paper. It's quick. They actually get it done within 5 minutes. Write down the 12 words, and then they have Bitcoin, Ethereum there, and then we just drop them, $5-10 of Bitcoin worth everyone, and they at least have something. And if they want to just sell it, they can use our ATM and sell it right away. But obviously, like the minimum amount for the ATMs are like $100, which obviously we want them to buy more and just hold on to it. But we also think, part of the process with Bitcoin is people that come to our talks either got scammed paying in Bitcoins and then got curious about Bitcoin. So whether it's a ransomware or the sugar daddy scam, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of that in Hong Kong.
Please
like where,
explain, what is the sugar daddy scam, Clement? What is the sugar daddy scam?
I mean, it's I mean, these men come here, have no idea what Bitcoin is, but got a QR code, and basically using the ATM to scan the QR code and put in like, $100, $200 US worth of money, and then just waiting downstairs for like an hour, 2 hours, speaking to an imaginary person. And then some of them would come back and talk to us and say whether this happened or not, but a lot of them are too embarrassed. But we find out, like, a lot of people have been chatting with imaginary girls online, and these girls, well, this imaginary girl is telling them to like pay upfront with Bitcoin first. Some of them, if they pay that, $100, they'll say, oh, you need a bigger deposit because this is the first time, we've met, and, they're supposedly speaking to the agent, that sort of stuff, right? Like, and they would come back and, learn about Bitcoin. They think it's fascinating. Yeah, the whole idea of, I think, is, our key message really is like, I mean, let them think about money, make sure they understand that, with this system, they have full control of their keys. And, a lot of people actually come to our course for the first time, even though we give them paper and write down the 12 words. 2 months later, they come back and they say, I've lost a piece of paper and, the wallet's logged me out. And we think it's a great lesson. I mean, you won't care about security until you get hacked. You won't care about like your private keys in your seat unless you lost them. And luckily it's like a small amount of money. I mean, I got doxxed and, back in the day, and I thought it was a fine place. It was fine to keep some. So, but since then, we don't leave much assets on the exchange unless we really need to. So I think perfectly fine for people to lose their keys, and it's just part of the learning process. Yeah.
Nice. Burn to learn. That's what it's all about. Fantastic, guys. So this is the most fun hour now, is the Explain It to Mama game. Okay, guys? So this Explain It to Mama. Okay, it just to give you the backstory, I took my mother on a blockchain cruise around the Mediterranean. We had a dinner with Miko, Roger Ver, Charlie Lee, and some other amazing humans. And then that's when Crypto Mama was born, and she became interested in crypto. And so basically I had to go through the process, not only with her, but with my auntie, to explain Bitcoin to them, to explain what I was doing, to try to prove to them that I had a job, all these things. So this Explain to Mama, basically we're going to have the profile. It's going to be their mama, or it's going to be another human profile. And then we're going to have a crypto term. So your challenge, if you choose to take it, my friends, is to explain that term to that human. Okay? So I think to spice it up a little bit, what I'm going to do is I'm going to assign one person to act the role of the mama, and the other person to talk to them directly, so that you can interrupt, because you're that character. Okay, let's have a little fun tonight.
Are we your mom, or are we the mom of the person who's answering the question?
I'm going to give you the profile. I'm going to give you the profile.
Sounds good.
So, and Erica has already done the game. Corey has also already done the game. So yeah. So let's do this. So the first set is going to be grandma. Okay. So Erica, I would like you to be grandma. And please, Paul, can you explain to who's grandma?
I'm grandma.
Yes, Erica's grandma, but Paul, you're not explaining to your grandma. You're explaining it to your wife's grandma.
A wife grandma. Okay, and I know her pretty well.
Okay. And Erica's there. Erica can interrupt you. She doesn't understand. Erica, keep him in line.
Okay.
Oh boy, here we go.
What is he
what's the word? What are we explaining?
Oh yes. You're explaining decentralization.
Oh yeah, it's a good one.
Decentralization. So the concept, grandma, of decentralization. Boy, that is interestingly tough.
Are there people involved in decentralization?
Decentralization can be people, it can be animals, it can be buildings, it can be government. Probably the best example of decentralization in many ways are the ways that we see kind of in nature. Like animals are work in a very centralized way. There's like a pack of wolves, and there's like that head of the pack. And in government, there's a president, and there's a chain of command in how things operate. It's kind of this hierarchy. The concept of decentralization is where each thing is equal. Each blade of grass in a lawn is somewhat equal, right? There's not a parent blade of grass. All of the trees in the forest, for the most part, are equal. Yet at the same time, they have to live in the same space and share the same soil. And they somehow coordinate and are able to accomplish that goal and still thrive. And so that's the concept in general of decentralization, where each unit, each person, each thing is more or less equal to the others, and they still somehow are able to coordinate and survive and succeed. that now that kind of looks a little bit different in technology versus nature, but that's at the highest level without going into Bitcoin, not going into the networks and whatnot. That's the kind of more natural way of describing what kind of decentralization is. It's just is the concept of things and entities, people, plants, animals being able to work in a more individual unit without hierarchy, as flat level of hierarchy as you can imagine. And the more flat it is, the more decentralized it is. And obviously the less flat it is, the more centralized it is.
Wow, wow. Blade
Deep.
I love that. I love that image. Very good. Amazing. Okay, so the next one is going to be hodl. Okay, hodl, hodl gang, however you like to say it. And this time I will be the profile. Okay, and that profile is a plumber. I'm a plumber in Austin, Texas. I work as a plumber, and that's what I do. And please, Miko, can you explain to the plumber what the hodl is?
Yeah, absolutely. So hodl, it turns out, is like the battle cry of Bitcoiners. And what they're doing, so the way that this originated, this word hodl, is that someone on an online forum was watching the Bitcoin price going down, and he wanted to write, "I'm holding," right? So he wanted to say, "I'm still holding it even though the price is going down," right? And he typed HODL, right? And the internet went bananas. So everyone suddenly just decided that this was the biggest thing in the world. And it's kind of like hoarding, because you just scoop it up, and you just scoop up and you just hang on to it no matter what. Some people came along later and they said that HODL stands for hold on for dear life, right? But that actually isn't it. Like that, someone made that up later, and that's not actually what it was originally, right? But the idea is there. And the reason why is it important? Why is this important? The reason this is important is it has a lot to do with why we can all expect the price of Bitcoin to increase, because more and more people are catching on that if they just hang on to this asset and they don't sell it, right? The more people do that, obviously it sets what's called a price floor, right? So it means because really it's if everyone sells it, it goes to zero, right? But if more and more and more people hodl, then, or some people say hodl, it's really hard to say on the internet. Although GIF is GIF, it's not GIF, but hodl could be hodl or hodl. Anyhow, but to make a long story short, this is why people can expect Bitcoin over time to become more valuable, because there's just more and more people that are just wanting to have it and they want to hodl it. So that's my explanation.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. So next up, Clement, you're going to be next. And so we've had some issues, and there was a recent documentary about senior citizens getting scammed. So Clement, please explain ICO to a bingo enthusiast grandpa. He loves bingo.
A lot like bingo.
So tell him what ICO is.
Okay, so I have to try and explain this to a grandpa. I mean, I would literally just say, "Don't touch ICOs" to a grandpa, probably
He wants to know what it is.
Right.
And the grandpa likes bingo.
He loves bingo.
If he likes bingo, he might like ICOs.
So I would say it's. I would first ask if they understand what an IPO is.
He doesn't. He doesn't understand that.
Okay. So a company has an idea and wants to. This is hard for a grandpa. A company has an idea that they believe that it could change the world, and they don't have enough money to develop this idea. And what the team is trying to do is raise some money in cryptocurrency, and in return, they would promise their tokens that will be used within that idea.
What are tokens like what I use in the subway? Like I use in the subway? Tokens?
No, these tokens are these tokens will be on an app or a website where it is the only, which will potentially be the only currency within the app or platform.
Okay.
Tell them to don't touch ICOs.
Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Just don't touch it. Just keep playing bingo, Grandpa, and stay away from ICO.
That's the best explanation.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I think we're gonna go with Erica now. Erica, love your ukulele.
Yes. Thank you. It's my new skill that I've picked up since quarantine. You gotta learn, keep yourself busy.
Well, we're commissioning you to make a Bitcoin song and come back on here. Okay.
Okay, I will. I will make one.
The Cointelegraph did it, so we gotta level up. We gotta level up.
You at the center? Are you at the center today, or
No,
is this
I'm
a
not.
good old lockdown at home?
Yeah, I'm actually in Seattle right now. So I was at the center last week, but it's kind of hard right now because you can't go anywhere. Nobody's really allowed to come in. Obviously, young people are still coming in, but don't tell my landlord.
Okay. All right, so please, Erica, explain mooning or to the moon to Kim Kardashian.
Let's see. Oh man, that's I can only say mean things. So you remember how you got famous? Well, that happened really fast, right? I don't know. Let me think. Hold on.
And it made no sense.
I know.
Kind of like when Bitcoin shoots to the moon. It doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Yeah, just, all of a sudden, overnight, you're at a better financial place you were before. Okay, so Kim, mooning is kind of like when you think about charts and the way that money is reflected in a visual scale on how fast it grows over time, sometimes it just goes up so quickly that people say that it's like going to the moon, because your trajectory, if you were going to the moon, would be almost directly vertical. And that's what we hope will happen with the price of Bitcoin. Now, I do remember back in 2017 or 16 during consensus, one of your, I think Kim Kardashian had her own coin. Did you guys hear about this?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Vaguely.
it was like an outfit coin. Like you had to have this app to buy clothes on, you'd had to have her coin to buy clothes and make outfits on this app. And I remember, because I think we all probably know Adrian. Adrian is a really good friend of mine, but her people came up to us and they were like, oh, like this is her coin. Like, can we get some screen time on CNBC? And I was like, no, sorry, you can't. Like this is, and so I don't know. I'm sorry for doing that to your coin, but really I didn't want to, ruin your image anymore. So I did you a favor. That's it. Hopefully that
going
made
to the
sense.
moon.
Yeah.
To the moon is not Kardashian coin.
Yeah.
Right. Nice. That's a good one. Okay, so now Corey, up to you now. Okay, this is critical. You are going to tell the next generation. You're telling a 5-year-old what or who is Satoshi Nakamoto? 5-year-old. He's 5 years old. Kindergarten. Hi,
Corey. Hey, hello. What's your name?
Peter.
Oh, hey, Peter. So you want to know who Satoshi Nakamoto is? It's this guy who created this magic internet money. Yeah.
Money. I like money.
And yeah, and it's we don't really know who he or she or they, or we don't know what, if it's even one person. It could be many people at once. But in 2008, there was a great calamity. There was a lot of trouble in the economy, and Satoshi decided to create Bitcoin, which is this magic internet money, and he decided to create it so that we can all send money to each other without having to use the banks, which are not very reliable and not trustworthy. And that's how it came about. And a couple years later, he disappeared, and we haven't been able to find him since. And nobody knows where he has gone to, but he has definitely made a lasting impact on the entire world. And everyone lived happily forever after the end.
Yay!
I just want to say too, probably everybody agrees with me on this, but it's so cool that nobody really knows who Satoshi is, because you kind of have like this, immaculate conception, right? There's nobody that you can blame. There's nobody that you can point things on and say, oh, wow, this person messed up. Bitcoin can't be trusted. So the whole like immaculate conception of Bitcoin is just really why I also think that I'm like a Bitcoin fan over other cryptocurrencies. First of all, it's the only one trying to be sound money, but also you don't have like a creator that you can point to.
Nice. Amazing. Okay, so this one I'll let anyone who wants to volunteer do it. So can you please describe whale to AOC? Does everyone know who AOC is, Clement?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Well, she's a politician. She's a revolutionary.
Yeah.
Young
Hates billionaires.
whippersnapper. So what's the whale? Who wants to tell the AOC, the politician, Congresswoman?
We're gonna all chip in a little bit of info. Go, Miko.
I'll take a crack at it.
Okay, tell the Congresswoman.
So the internet, you're a very knowledgeable person. And I respect you a lot for what you've been able to do in your career. So what I want to explain about open source internet money is that open source internet money actually does contain some of the same problems of wealth inequality that you're going to see in the standard economy, right? So I want to make sure that you understand, first of all, that this is a problem, right? And that wealth inequality is really takes the form of these huge holders that are called whales that literally own billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin. But one of the things that's really interesting about Bitcoin is Bitcoin is open source money. And what happens with open source is that open source is 100% driven by consent. So what that means is that it means that if you create a new coin that has the same properties as Bitcoin, and maybe it takes care of wealth inequality, then people might actually vote with their feet, and they may actually migrate to this new coin, right? So the point is that I wouldn't over focus on wealth inequality as being inherent to cryptocurrencies or to open source monies, because I think over time, people will move voluntarily towards financial infrastructure that's lower cost, right? And that serves them better, that's easier to use, that's safer, it's faster, and it's cheaper. And that's what's going to happen over time, as what has happened with open source software to essentially all of the infrastructure that you're seeing for the internet and for even commercial companies are all using open source software. So what I wanted to say is we do have these things called whales that represent wealth inequality in Bitcoin, but I don't think it's a permanent problem. And I think that you should support open source financial infrastructure and you should support Bitcoin.
Except you can't tax the whales in Bitcoin. You don't know who they are. Sorry.
Well, that's a good distinction. That's a good distinction. Nice. Okay. The next one is a Mayan tribal leader in Peru. He lives in the Mayan forest. Okay. He's a tribal leader. He's been there. He has family. And please explain to him, what are we gonna do here? Please explain to him hard fork. Anyone? Hard fork to a Mayan leader. If you have to first explain Bitcoin, you can do that too. Ooh, 5. We gotta get someone in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Or I'm gonna call on you. 1.
Calling somebody. Huh, okay, because I opened my mouth. A hard fork. Well, I'm going to talk about hard forks with respect to cryptocurrency, because there are other hard forks, but obviously we're talking crypto, we're talking Bitcoin. And so, you know, those shells or leaves that you use for trading between people, right? To buy chickens, to buy food. And everybody in your village has a certain number of shells that you use as money. Imagine if one day, for every shell that you have, you suddenly have, or for every shell that you have, you suddenly now have a tulip. Let's call it that for now. The exact quantity of shells, you now have a tulip, or even just a different kind of shell. Everybody in the village, if you had 5 of one type of shell, you now have 5 of a different kind of shell. But no one recognizes that other shell as money initially. It doesn't initially have any value, because they only recognized your first shell, the one that everyone had, one specific kind of shell that everybody used for money. And suddenly everybody now had this other kind of shell.
But why they switch?
They haven't necessarily switched. You just suddenly, it magically showed up inside of your house, inside of your pocket. You had 5 of these original shells that everyone recognizes being used for money. And suddenly you now have these other 5 shells that look different. You know, they were white. There we go. There were white shells initially. Those are ones that everyone recognizes money, were these white shells. And suddenly these green shells showed up. They weren't recognized as money, but they potentially had the same uniqueness, like the amount, how hard it was to get a green shell was just as hard, or just as the same number of green shells in the world. You know, there's the same number in the ocean, but they were green and people didn't recognize that as money. But after a while, some people started using those to trade as opposed to the white shells. And maybe they started saying, I'm going to use the green ones instead of the white ones. For whatever reason, you've basically split your money. You now have 2 currencies. But one of the unique things about it, which we cannot do with physical currency, like that physical currency you're using, the thing we can't do is suddenly copy it and make a replica of it, where when you had 5 white shells, you now have 5 green shells. Well, we can do that with digital money. It's a very unique and powerful thing that only digital money can do, only cryptocurrency can do, is take a snapshot and suddenly give you that other kind of shell. And you can opt to just throw it away. You can opt to sell those green shells for white shells, the original one that everyone's been using for the past 100 years. Or you can keep it and see if other people will take it. That's probably the closest analogy to what a hard fork is in cryptocurrency, where you take that exact state of everybody having shells, how many shells they had, who had them, and just suddenly copy it. And at that point, when you copied it, and you had both kinds of shells, that's called the hard fork moment. That's the moment of the hard fork in cryptocurrency. What you do with the currencies, and it creates, in a way, as much as people have hated the confusion of hard forks, because imagine what do, you take green shells or white shells. Well, it was a lot easier when you just took white shells. So it creates all this confusion. But at the same time, it's one of the purest forms of money competition, monetary competition. So if someone wanted to suddenly use green shells, and maybe there were more or less green shells in the world, they were able to start at a fair playing field, because everyone started with the exact same number of green shells as they had white shells. It wasn't a newly introduced money that someone suddenly found a big batch of green shells and they started wanting people to use it. No, everybody had it at the same point of that fork. So that's my best analogy for a hard fork, from what hopefully you understand in your village.
Good job, Paul. That was really good.
Wow, Paul, you're good at this. Are you a writer? You're a fiction writer? You're fantastic.
That was a hard one.
Okay, it's a time.
Okay. Cool, guys.
No
Wow.
worries.
Amazing. Thank you for playing. Explain it to Mama. Now,
That was good.
go explain it to a mama or an auntie or a grandma. That's the challenge here. We have a get live.
Or
Get Live,
grandpa or uncle, because guys are just as ignorant too.
just as ignorant, if not more, right?
Thanks for that.
Yeah, so please go explain it to someone, anyone this week. You know, next week, if you're commenting on the show or if you're on the show again, let us know. We're gonna ask you. We're gonna ask you. Okay, accountability here. That's what family does. And the last thing. Thank you so much for your time. Last thing we do always on the show is one sentence to explain what Bitcoin is. Oh, and cheers.
It's
Yes.
the last thing we do.
Wow, I should have brought the drinks, guys. Next time, don't worry. I'll bring the shots the next time.
Always ready.
Yay. I have Vietnamese coffee for who is in Vietnam for you, Corey.
Hey, there's drugs in coffee, so it's all
Very
good.
true. Very true.
Amazing.
Socially acceptable drugs.
Okay,
So-
sorry, you were saying.
We're going around, and we're doing a sentence, preferably five words, describe Bitcoin. Na, na, na.
I
Peaceful
went last.
exit from the. That's 2 words. Wait, let me.
You can use those and A's. It's okay.
Okay. Peaceful exit from crony capitalism.
Ooh, nice, Erica. Next, anyone got it?
Does the gallery view look the same for you guys as it does for me? Who'd be next here?
Clement will be next. Is that? I see that.
Go for it.
Freedom, allocate. I just have 2.
Freedom allocate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does
Allocate
it have
freedom.
2 words or a sentence?
You can do a dance if you want, just however you want to represent Bitcoin.
I'm always saying, allocate your asset to Bitcoin.
Allocate your ass. Okay, allocate your ass. Corey.
Hey, you hear me?
Yep.
Having internet issue right now.
Okay, maybe how about Paul?
Money that has no borders.
Woo! Come on. All right, Miko.
You profit by owning bank.
Ooh, nice. So I'll go, and then Corey, hopefully he's back online.
I guess I could say the bank and get the free the. Can I have a free the?
You can have that. You have
Okay. You profit by owning the bank.
You probably own the bank. Okay, cool. Easy bridge, me to you, money. And Corey, last but not least. 5.
Are we describing Bitcoin?
Yeah, 5 words.
Yep. Okay. Global peer-to-peer money with no government.
Nice. Amazing. Everyone give yourself a round of applause. Thanks for playing, everyone. We love this time together. And basically DIGECON DeFi Tuesdays, which is the decentralized finance topic, is going to be on Tuesdays, recorded 1 p.m. and 9 p.m. We are also going to have F'd Up Fridays, and that's going to be about entrepreneurship. And different shows are going to be going on, all on the topic of entering the digital economy. So we're super excited, and thank you so much. You'll see this edited up and posted again. We'll tag all of you. And in the Slack group, if you guys want to say anything to each other, you guys are in this May 12th channel. If you and you guys can chat it up there. I'll be posting up there all of your links, your company links, so you guys can just get to know each other a little bit more as well. So thank you so much, and that's it. I'm gonna just stop the recording.
Thank you, Christiana.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thanks so much, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks for having me.
Bye. See you
Take
guys
care.
around.
See you around. Bye, Miko.
Hey, bye. That was fun.
Yeah. You had fun? Yeah.
I got your matrix.
I love it. Thanks for doing that. It's so cool.
That's funny. Although it's funny because I put the matrix in and then the glitching stopped. Like
Wow.
my video glitching, you know, the thing that originally looked like it was kind of the matrix.
Right. What is that? So
Isn't
what
that
is this?
weird?
Is it an app or something? Or how did you get that?
It's really trippy. It's basically what I'm doing is I'm using this thing called OBS, which is the
Oh,
Open Broadcasting System. Do you know OBS?
yeah. That's how you can stream on multi-stream and restream and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's super
Streamlabs.
cool. Here, let my phone in to the thing.
Okay.
And I'll stream the video from my phone.
Well, you're in there. You're in already.
Yeah. So now you can see my phone, right? So what I want to do is I want to show you my setup.
Wow.
So this is so what's happening is this is my Zoom, but on this side is like my OBS. And so what's happening is my OBS is feeding into my Zoom.
Oh,
Right?
wow.
So I've got it all on one thing.
How did you learn how to do that?
I've just been playing.
Okay.
Because what I learned over this kind of COVID is I just kind of like I was like I really just have to up my streaming game. Like I was just like, wow, my streaming game is just really bad, you know. So I just started realizing that my streaming game was really bad. And then I was like, how do I up my streaming game, you know? And so I just started sort of playing, right? And it's so cool because OBS is like, you know, it's open, so it's open source software, right? And so you could just download it and you could just play, right? And so I wanted to play, and so I started playing with it, and it's really
So cool.
it's fun. It's really fun. It's a fun tool. You know, I may start doing like, you know, I may start doing some live streaming, or I may start doing